Hey everybody, welcome back to CellSmart TV. We're really excited to have you in this week. We have a really exciting guest here with us this week, and I'm excited to have him here. We get a chance a lot of times every week to talk with other business owners and entrepreneurs who are doing really good things with their businesses and serving a lot of people. This week I get a chance to talk to somebody who's doing something even bigger and serving a much greater purpose, and so I'm excited to share it with you, and I'm excited to let him talk about it a little bit. But we're here with Lamont Hampton. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
But go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience. Tell them who you are and tell us about what you're doing, what you're working on.
My name is Lamont Hampton, and I am with Open Doors, formerly known as Family Connection Center, and I am the director of our Circles program. It's our self-sufficiency program where we're helping low-income families get off public assistance, go back to school, get living wage jobs, and basically thrive. You know, our motto is a hand up and not a handout, and we're just trying to assist these families. These are families that are 200% below our federal poverty guidelines, and we're just trying to assist them and help them. You know, with the motto of Open Doors, everyone is able. You know.
That's a beautiful thing. It's a great thing to do that, and that's why I'm excited to talk a little bit more about it.
Here.
Tell them a little more about what got you into that line of work. Like, how did you get started in that?
It started years ago. You know, I'm from Compton, California, growing up in poverty. My grandmother, she ran homeless shelters and stuff like that, and I used to help her a lot, helping families and different things. But kind of I got out of that, you know, chasing money. You know, wanted to have the big thing, so I went into heavy machine operator and was doing really well at that. Moved to Utah, was still doing real good, and it was just like, something's still not right in my life. Mm-hmm. Got the big house, cars and everything, something's not right. And it took me getting hurt on my job to let me sit down for a little while and figure out, okay, something's wrong. Mm-hmm. I need to be giving back. I need to get back to where I used to be. And that's when I started volunteering at the food bank in Layton. And the director saw something in me and was just like, we're going to invest the time with you because we see something in you. And it's just been a miraculous ride, just helping families, you know. That's
awesome. That's really awesome. And you've been doing it for how long now?
I've been with them 4.5 years.
4.5 years.
Yeah, 4.5 years.
That's awesome.
I've been with the. I started off as a coach with the Circles program. I've been doing that. I did that for 2 years, and then I stepped into the role of director, and it's like a whole nother world.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother world, but you know, I still been able to do what I love. You know, being with those families, assisting them families, being an anchor for them, just positive. A lot of when you come from poverty, people just, there's not a lot of positivity in that, you know.
Sure.
I call back home. A lot of my family is still that way. I can call back home. Hey, look, I'm going back to school. I'm finna do this. I'm excited. Why would you do that? Mm-hmm. You know, you're 46 years old. Why would you go back to school? You know, just negativity like that, you know. And that's what I do with the Circle problem. Just try to surround these families with positive images and positive people. Just, yes, let's do that. Let's go back to school. Mm-hmm. You know, we have single mothers that got into marriages dropped out of high school, got married, had kids, and they're feeling, okay, I can't do this. Yes, you can. Mm-hmm. Now they're graduating from high school and stuff like that, and just to see the look on their face of accomplishment that I've done something, it's just, how can you not be a part of that?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's a really impressive thing. Not just from an ability to serve, but also like, you know, getting a chance to see somebody, you know, rise up in that moment.
Oh,
you know?
Man, it's beautiful.
You talked a little bit before we started, but tell us a little bit about some of the success stories that you've seen.
One lady in my that started. She was my first sign up. You know, sorry to give her name. Yeah, Charity. Love you. She was one of the first ones. She was my hardest. She was ordered there by her bishop because she was on church assistance. Mm-hmm. So when he found out about the self-sufficiency program, it's like, I want you there. If I'm going to help you, you're going to go to this class. So, I mean, she was there but bitter. You know, She didn't want to be there. She was forced to be there. You know, we talked about budgeting. She didn't want to hear it. You know, and she was just like, my life will never mean nothing. I'll never be able to budget because I'll never be able to have nothing. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, yes, you can. And I just worked with her, put her with some awesome allies, and they worked with her. And then we have what we have are called a dream board. Okay. It's like we ask each and every one of them to make a dream. I don't care how big you dream. Mm-hmm. You know, let's have a dream. You should be able to have a dream. Just because you live in poverty doesn't mean you don't have a dream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put it on paper and let's see. Her dream was to own a home on concrete foundation. She strayed in the trailer home.
Okay.
The dream was to own a brand new car, and it was a Jeep. And she put on it, I'm like, okay, let's take the steps necessary to get there. We're not going to try to do all this at one time. Let's take the steps necessary to get there. Let's secure you a job, and then we'll go from there. She got another job. She used to work at a prison, and it was hard on her back. She got hurt, and so she couldn't work for a while. She got her a job and everything, and she started going. She started believing. She started seeing that somebody else cares about me. Everybody's not out against me, and she just kept going and kept going. Probably about 4 or 5 months ago, she closed on that house.
That's a beautiful thing.
That house with that concrete foundation, she closed on it. So I told her, I was like, you know what, you're fired as a circle leader. You can't be I don't want to quit. I don't want to quit. I'm like, no, I'm bringing you back as an ally. Because your story is going to touch so many more people that don't believe. You know, and she just like, wow. Last week, Thursday, she was like, I got to come, but I have to get back to work, but I got to show you something. I got to show you something. She came there, she had her dream board with an X on there, and she crossed out her next dream. She had her brand new Jeep sitting outside.
Wow.
I'm like, you did it? She was like, we did it. We
That's
did
awesome.
it. She was like, and I got one more. She wants to own her own agency. She was like, and I'm chasing that dream next.
I've been on state assistance for a while. Granted, like, it's been there and I've seen it, but it's never really clicked for me like cliff effects. The simple fact that, like, they're dropping your food stamps for just making more. By me getting a job that pays 48 cents more an hour, which is approximately $75 a month, it took my food stamps from $511 down to $100. I was making $10 an hour as a stylist, probably like 15 if you count my tips. I was unemployed for 2.5 months. It's hard. It's tough. Like, I lost my job when I was pregnant, and it took me months after I had him to find a job. And I put in well over 100 applications, went to at least 10 interviews, and finally, one, after almost 3 months being unemployed, I actually got a job. And when I got that job, the state says, well, now you're making money and you have an open child support case. We're not helping you anymore. If I pay all my bills, my food stamps gets cut off or, drops. And then I'm not feeding my kids. They count my open case as part of my income, even though I don't get it. My dream is to own a home, nothing fancy. Concrete foundation, a backyard, fenced-in backyard for my kids and my dogs. Like, I live for my kids. I live for them. They have helped me so much. Just waking up and saying, Mommy, I love you. Come on, Mommy, the sun's up. It's time to get up. I can't quit. If I quit, it teaches my kids never to fight for anything. It teaches my kids to, live off of the system for the rest of their lives and not do anything better for themselves. I'm trying to teach my kids that if you want something, you've got to fight. There was a point in my life that I couldn't even get out of bed. And my daughter would come into my room. She would be like, Mommy, the sun's up, so it's time to get up. And she'd be like, Mom, come on. Like, you gotta stop. Like, there was a time that I almost did give up, like, that I couldn't do it no more. It's hard. It's so hard.
because you just can't, when you have kids, like, I do everything for them. They're my life. I love them. They don't deserve to, you know, have the feeling of hurt and having the feeling of stress. Like, it's, they don't deserve that at all.
There's got to be a different way. I'll make my life better. Job, whatever. It'll get better one way or another by then. I won't have to worry about it, but there's something broken.
You get so many hits when you're down. It feels like people kick you all the time. Anything where I can learn and grow and improve my life, anything to help me at all, just be a better person, to like be able to like grow in life. Like I'm for it. I want to, you know, I want to do that. I want to be a better person. I want to be the person that like doesn't have to rely on state assistance and stuff like that. And I heard that this Circles program is how you like helps you get there.
There was a speaker named Chandler, and he works with children in different aspects. And I thought it would be something that could help my son. And I talked to him about it. He said, "No, Mom, I don't want to do it." And finally one night I said, "Look, you want to go or not? He wants to meet with you." And he said, "All right, I'll go." And 2.5 hours later, after meeting with Chandler, he said, "Mom, I feel good." He's like, "I want to see him again." He says, "Thank you." I says, "It was Circles that introduced us to him."
So my ally is Brad. He's actually like really cool, fun, motivated person. Like, he makes me laugh. Brad really, he cares. And like, to be honest, like that's a lot. For me, like, you might not be able to like change my life or anything like that, but like caring is a lot.
You can slow it down as much as you want, but you can't stop it.
Okay, get going. Slow it. Okay,
The people there in Circles, they're not only there to help people, it's to build bonds. Circles is my family. When I first started going there, I thought, well, we'll see where this goes. I was very reluctant. I don't think I could go a day without talking to Jesse and Lamont. They're incredible people. And I love them. They're my family.
You know, and those kind of stories just make me, I don't need a big paycheck for that.
Yeah.
Those kind of stories. You know, I had another guy, he reached out to me, he was in the Larry home. He's been with me about 18 months now.
Mm-hmm.
Homeless. Ex-drug dealer, ex-drug user, him and his wife and everything. It wasn't his wife then, but it was his girlfriend. So he got a hold to me, he was just like, I need help. If we're going to do this, we're going to do this right, brother. Mm-hmm. We're going to take every necessary step. You want this family, you want to work, first thing you do is going to the altar. Mm-hmm. Took him to my dad's church and got him married.
There you go.
So we're like, okay, now let's next step. Let's get you a job. Let's start building something. Let's build a foundation. Let's build off of it. And it's just like, when people, I get a lot of people just, why do you do what you do? Why do you help these people? They don't want to do nothing. They're lazy. They're this, they're that. You don't make enough money what you do. About 5 months ago, this man brought me his business card. And I'm just like, I want you to be the first one to have it to me because you were the first person that believed in me. I want you to have this. I'm like, what is this? He's like, I quit my job. I'm like, why would you do that? I just got you that job. Why would you do that? He's like, I'm opening my own business.
Wow.
And that, you know, he's actually shopping for a house right now.
How much power is that?
And
That's
I just like, I gotta go outside. My allergies are bothering me. Whenever they see me get ready, I'm a crybaby. Yeah, I'm a big crybaby. When they get ready to see me, I'm just like, my allergies, like, okay, Lamont's going outside, his allergies bothering. And it just, stories just like that just touch you and just makes you believe in what you're doing, and it just puts more on what I'm doing, you know, because you get a lot of negativity, you know, people, why do you do this? Why do you help these people? Why? They're lazy, you know, they don't want to do nothing. But you come to these meetings and see, these are people that just fell down, and they just need somebody to coach them back up. They don't need you to do it for them. A lot of them they don't want to be on these public assistants and everything and have everybody in their business and everything like that. They just fell down. And majority of the people in my group are single mothers that just, the husband didn't want to be there anymore. Now they're stuck with 4 kids, and what do? No high school diploma, nothing. What do? Nobody believes in me. There's nothing. But that's what circles bring. Our motto is to inspire and equip these families and community to thrive and end poverty. And that's what we're trying to do with the Circles program. We're just trying to inspire them, keep them going, motivate them, and just go. And I just see so much in my group. I love you guys. Thank you very much for everything you do.
Awesome. And congratulations to those of you who he was mentioning. That's really incredible. There's a lot of power in those stories.
Yeah.
So, so you talk a lot about what you love, and I mean, I'm sure it's not all the proverbial cupcakes and rainbows.
No,
you know,
it's
what
not.
What kind of challenges do you face every day?
A lot of the changes we face are, you know, some of them they get down on themselves. You know, they don't believe. Or they over believe it, and then some of the things we can't provide for them. You know, we're a nonprofit.
Sure.
A lot of our funding is grant funded, so we look for those. We look for that support in the community, whether it's funding, whether it's volunteer, whether it's helping us with a meal. Because one of the things we do, we provide a family dinner for our meetings. We meet with these families once a week. We provide childcare. Childcare is not just we sitting in there wiping noses and stuff like that. If I'm teaching you curriculum stuff as budget and everything, you best believe your kids are getting that same lesson.
That's good.
Because one of the things we're want to attack here at Open Doors is generational poverty. You know, the things that our parents taught us and we're teaching our kid. You know, the bill come out as $100, no, put 50 on it and keep the rest in your pocket. No, pay that bill off. Because it's going to be more the next time it comes out. So we want to attack the generation. We want to get these kids too. And then at these same meetings, we provide dinner. A lot of them go without meals, a real good meal. So we supply dinner for that night.
Yeah.
So those are things that we, you know, just community, people in the community. We look for allies. These people want people in their lives that are motivating them, that are being positive. They don't want the same old friends that's just keeping them down, that want to be down. You know, when it's like the saying with the crabs in the bucket.
Oh,
They want to never get out because their friends are pulling them. So they want that around them, and that's one of the challenges we have. We look for allies to come in and be those mentors.
Okay.
We look for sponsors to help out with financial stuff.
Is there anything specific you look for in an ally? Is there certain guidelines that an ally has to meet, or are you just looking for
An ally? When we do look for an ally, we look for an ally that is pretty much middle class, above the 200% federal poverty guidelines, or just because if you're in poverty, how can you assist this person in poverty?
Sure.
Because if you're going through the same thing. But the one good thing about being an ally with the circle leader is it works hand in hand because they're both working with each other, you know.
Right.
You find with people in poverty, they know everything. You know, how many people in middle class know how to cook 15 different ways with a top ramen? You know, so
right.
It's hand in hand, so we're both learning from each other. You know, we had one ally he called me and was like, "Hey, do you mind if I take one of my circle leader out with our family? It's a family thing that we love to do, but do you mind if I take them?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what it's for. You don't have to just sit there and be, okay, I just want to coach you." And befriend them, you know, get to know their lives, get to know their kids, your kids know their kids. So he took them out that night. He called me, was like, "I think I did something wrong." It's like, well, she cried. She was crying. I hope I didn't offend her or nothing like that. So I called her and like, "What's wrong with you? You a crybaby? What are you doing?" She was like, "I can't even afford to take my kids to the movies. To take my kids to an orchestra and sitting there watching them listen to this orchestra play, it just blew my mind. I never thought I would ever be able to let my kids experience something like this. We don't even go to the movies." And I'm just like, "All right, I'm going to call you back. I got allergies." I know, just like those are the things that with the allies, they help out because it's much more than just sitting here trying to coach somebody. Because when you're sitting there just coaching, you'll lose them. But when you show them that you're a friend, that I care, that I'm watching you, and whatever you don't see in you, I see in you, and we're going to get you to where you want, I believe in you, it changes the world. It changes a lot.
That's really incredible. That's really incredible. I'm starting to get my allergies.
Yes, it's in the air.
There's something, man. I'm telling you. So, I mean, through all this stuff that you do, I have to imagine that there's some level of use of technology with what you're doing. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the technology that you use every day?
We do a lot of with the phones and stuff like that with Facebook and because that's how we kind of keep in touch with. Because a lot of families that are in poverty, technology is their everything.
Sure.
Even though we can't afford certain things, the phones don't go off, internet doesn't go off because that is their way to connecting to the world. So, and that's what we kind of use. Then, we keep up with them, daily quotes and stuff, just inspiring stuff. Facebook, we create our own Facebook where we use certain technologies where we just keep it in contact with each other. Keep it motivated because we want it to be more than just a once a week thing.
Sure.
Somebody there, a way to tap out to the world to where we can just be checking on each other every day.
Yeah.
We had a tragedy the other night. One of our circle leaders just stress got to him too much. He ended his life. Oh. So for the mother of his child, it was good that the technology was there because Facebook started hitting her, text messages started hitting her, app, certain different apps, they sending different things to her, just inspiring her, it just overwhelming, just things like that. Because when you get on the phone, you don't never know what to say.
Yeah.
But if the technology, you can send a smiley, happy face, I'm there for stuff like that. It's so much better because who wants to hear, I know what you're going through and all of this stuff. But if I can just send you a little wiggity smile or something like that, I'm caring. That's the technology that helps us a lot.
Very cool. Very cool. Is there? I guess let me ask you this: is there, through the time that you've been doing this, have you seen, or what have you seen evolve in terms of technology and the way things have changed? I mean, you talk about like the smiley faces and stuff like that. Beyond just like a phone call reaching out. But what other technology have you seen evolve along the lines?
One of the things that's done is FaceTime has been really good because certain situations happen where a family can't show up. They have to work. We've gotten them jobs where some of the bosses not lenient about letting them off in time enough on Thursdays to come to the meeting, so we can FaceTime a meeting so they can be there. And one of the things that helps us out with that, because at the beginning of our meetings we start what we call new and goods. I don't want to hear nothing bad happen to you. I don't want to hear nothing, because you can find something good in a day, or in a week, and that's what I want to hear. And a lot of them be just like, I can't make it tonight, but I want to get my new and good. I got to get my new and good. I got to tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah.
And that technology has helped out a lot with the FaceTime, so we can post up with the group. Hey, she's at work tonight, but she want to give her new and good.
Yeah.
And then there it is there. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's been really cool.
That's a lot of fun. Is there anything in terms of technology that you use right now that you see that maybe you might change, that might help you guys continue to spread and continue to help other people in the future?
I would like a app, where we can just reach masses, just to let them know what we're doing.
Okay.
Sometimes that's not available to people. We have to beat the streets and get out here and tell them what we're doing. Because when you say you're working with low-income families, everybody think, okay, people want a handout or stuff.
Right.
But if there was an app to where we could just show, because that's the biggest thing. Once we get people to our groups, they're there. They're not going anywhere.
Sure.
But how can we get them there? If there's some kind of technology where we can just be just something where we can just get it out there where it just can hit the masses,
Gotcha.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
So, do you think that, and forgive me if I'm overstepping bounds here, but do you think that as you're out promoting what you're doing and spreading that word, do you find that maybe there's a level of maybe pride that might get in somebody's way from
There's
attending?
a lot of that.
Or other obstacles that might have somebody say, I don't need that help because I'm just here in this position temporarily.
A lot of that, and we call that situational poverty,
Okay.
where there's been a divorce, a death in the family or something. People are just that have lived a certain way and just had a fall and just like, you know what? I'm just temporary down. I don't need your help and everything like that. It's fine. Then you have those ones that are just too proud. Some of them are fearful, and that's one of the things we have to change. That you can't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, you have mothers that end up homeless, scared to say something because they don't want to lose their kids,
Right.
or they don't have food in the home and scared to say something because Child Protective Service will be calling me if I don't have food in my home.
Right.
So they don't come out, and we gotta get to the point to where we fall down, but we get up.
Right.
We have to say something. We have to not be afraid to say, you know what? Times have hit me hard. I can't feed my kids. Can I get some help to get me back on my feet?
Yeah.
I don't want you to carry me. I just want you to walk beside me until I can walk on my own.
Right.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah. That's an awesome thing, and being able to hear that, like, you know, yes, those kind of mindsets exist, but you know, even though it might, you know, feel like I'm only here temporarily, or you know, maybe I'm too prideful to go out and ask for help because you know, I can do this on my own, or you know, whatever, that you know, there's somebody still there.
Yeah.
There's somebody still there to help.
There is. I mean, we all need help. I don't care what stage of your life that you're in, you need help. From the technology on your phone, you need a buzz to wake you up.
Yeah.
You know, from all of that, everybody needs something, some kind of help, and all we got to do is just use the help that's available.
Yeah.
You know, we all just woke up on time. We wouldn't have phones with alarms and stuff on them. So it's like we need the help. Just use the help that's available, and that's what we're here for. We just here to help.
Use the tools, use the resources.
Yes.
Man, I'm really impressed, first of all, with the work that you're doing, and we, you know, like I said before, we want to be a part of it, because I think when we looked at the way that we were running our business and how we wanted to do things, it was always to be able to serve more people, and be able to donate to the causes that were important to us. And so there's definitely some work that we want to be able to do and to help you in any way that we can. So we can probably talk about that a little bit more off camera. But I always have to ask this question at the end of the episode, and this is the really tough one. So I hope you're ready for it. But with your phone, do you prefer Windows, iOS, or Android, and why?
Windows.
You're a Windows user.
I'm a Windows user.
Okay. There's no shame in that. Let me
I've
just start
had them
there.
all, but I am the kind of guy that when I have something going on, I gotta go to my kids. Do this for me. Do this for me. Okay, set the settings up for me. Windows have not given me that problem.
Really?
I'm phone ignorant, and Windows was made for me.
You're familiar with it. Okay. All right. I will say this. Of all the people we've talked to so far, you're the first Windows.
Really?
Yeah, you're the first Windows
It's
user,
so easy for me, you know.
Okay.
I love Android. I don't get a lot of the apps that other phones get because they don't come up on there, but it is so easy for me to use.
As long as it's simple.
And that's why I don't want to get rid of it.
That's
I've
what
had
you
this phone 5 years.
You know what? That's
and
what
I don't
a lot
want to
of
get rid
people
of it.
miss. It's like, you know, all this technology that exists on the planet, and there's always the big battle between, you know, because you just recently we had the iPhone launch, and then we had the Samsung before that, and so there's always a big battle between Android or Samsung and Apple, and you know, all this different stuff, and it's like the reality of the matter is I think what a lot of people miss is like, as long as it's what you're comfortable with and what you use, then it works for you.
My kids like, Dad, why don't you get an iPhone? My kids have an iPhone.
Yeah.
Why don't you get an iPhone? Because I don't have to come to you every time I need to do something.
Right.
I know this phone, it works for me, I'm sticking with it.
There you go. All right. Then that's the end of it. So that's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing that perspective.
problem.
I appreciate it. So I talked about it. We want to be a part of what you're doing and help you out. But of all of our viewers, if you guys are out there and either you need the help that Lamont's program provides, or maybe you are out there and you want to help be a contributor as a part of Lamont's program or an ally, how can our audience get a hold of you? How can they reach you to either be a part of what you're doing or to take it to take advantage of the help that you're providing?
They can reach out to me. My phone number is 385-231-6790, and I'm at Hampton at opendoors.org. And like I said, we just reach out to us for any help you have. You know, we have our community action team up in Layton, whether it's food, bill assisting, housing for rapid rehousing. If you're homeless, reach out. If we have our crisis nursery, we have a crisis nursery up in Clearfield. You're just having an issue. You need some mommy time, some me time. Come drop your kids off. We'll keep the kids for you for a couple hours. Just services are there for us, and especially take advantage of it. If you want to reach out to our food bank or to our family support services, the phone number is 801-773-0172. So reach out to us. We're there for you. We're here for the community. We love what we do, and we're here for each and every you. No problem is too big for us. So just come on out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Again, I really appreciate you being here. I'm excited to have you here and get a chance to share with the world what you do. I know our audience will help you in the way that you need. I know we've got a lot of people that watch this that are looking for ways to serve and ways to help their community. And I also know a few members of our audience who are in the community that may need some help.
Yes, we looking for those.
I know that this will be a platform that will help you, and I'm glad that we could be a part of it. And I'm hoping that we can continue that relationship in the future.
Oh yes.
So all that said, again, if you guys are in need of help, don't be afraid to ask. Reach out to Lamont. Hit us up on the CellSmart page, and we can put you in contact with Lamont. We'd be more than happy to help any way we can. And if you guys want to serve as an ally or help in the community this way, get a hold of Lamont or reach out to us, and we can put you in contact with Lamont. We're happy to assist in any way we can that way as well. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm really glad that you took the time to watch this episode. This is one that is kind of near and dear to my heart. So I'm glad that you guys were a part of this. And do us a favor, like the episode, comment, and then do us a favor and share, because whether you're in need of the services or able to help or not, somebody may be able to or may be in need of these services. And so please do us a favor, share, and help spread this message around. This has been a beautiful thing for us, and I'm really glad that we can have you here, Lamont. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And
sorry about the allergies in here.
We'll get them cleared up.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
So thank you all again, and we will see you guys next week.